This free step-by-step video comes to you directly from Haynes. You can complete more than 200 jobs on this vehicle when you purchase the complete Haynes online manual at haynes.com.
Warning: petrol is a highly dangerous and volatile liquid, and the precautions necessary when handling it cannot be overstressed. Note that residual pressure will remain in the fuel lines long after the vehicle was last used. This procedure requires the removal of fuel line connections, which may result in some fuel spillage. When disconnecting any fuel line, first depressurise the fuel system. Fold out the locking lever from the battery negative terminal clamp and disconnect the negative lead. Secure the cable to one side to prevent accidental reconnection. Remove the air cleaner assembly. Release the cold air intake tube from the grommet. Release the clamp and disconnect the air outlet hose. Undo the retaining bolts. And manoeuvre the air cleaner assembly from place. Locate the pressure relief or Schrader valve situated at the right-hand end of the fuel rail. The valve works like a tyre valve, whereby, on depressing the central plunger, the system's fuel pressure will be released. Unscrew the protective plastic cap from the top of the valve. Place an absorbent rag around the valve and then, using a small screwdriver, slowly depress the central plunger to allow the pressure to be released. Ensure that the rag completely covers the valve to catch the fuel spray which will be expelled. After the fuel pressure is fully released, refit the Schrader valve cap and dispose of the fuel-soaked rags properly. Refit the air cleaner assembly to its mounting and reconnect the air outlet hose. Refit the cold air intake tube mounting back into the grommet. Secure the air outlet hose clamp and tighten the air cleaner mounting bolts securely. Grasp the rear of the seat cushion and pivot the seat forward to gain access to the fuel pump cover. Prise up and lift the cover from the aperture in the floor panel. Release the locking catch and disconnect the wiring connector from the top of the fuel pump. Disconnect the fuel supply line quick release fitting from the pump unit by pressing the tabs each side. Plug the end of the supply line or cover it with adhesive tape. Soak up any fuel leakage with clean rags. Unscrew the large locking ring and remove it from the tank. This is best accomplished by using a commercially available tool or making up a simple tool from 2 strips of metal suitably drilled and bolted together with 2 lengths of threaded bar and lock nuts. Engage the tool with the ribs of the locking ring and turn the ring anti-clockwise until it can be unscrewed by hand. Lift the fuel pump and sensor unit assembly out of the fuel tank, taking great care not to damage the float arm. Recover the sealing O-ring and discard it. A new one must be used on refitting. To remove the fuel level sensor, disconnect the wiring plug. Then press in the retaining tabs and slide the sensor assembly upwards from the pump assembly. Fit the fuel level sensor into the fuel pump unit. Be sure that the sensor has been inserted fully and that the retaining tabs secure it. Reconnect the wiring plug. Fit the new O-ring seal to the tank aperture. Manoeuvre the pump/sensor assembly into place, aligning the arrow on the pump cover with a reference mark on the tank. Refit and tighten the locking ring securely. Connect the fuel supply line and wiring plug to the pump. Prior to refitting the access cover, connect the lead to the negative battery terminal and fold in the locking lever, securing the cable firmly onto the post. Start the engine and check the fuel line connections for signs of leakage. Turn the engine off and refit the fuel pump access cover. Pivot the seat back into its original position.